How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about planning. Um, how I start a pinball machine, or how I can learn to do the right track so I not spend a lot of money and not do a lot of mistake to do it, and not get a lot of failures. So that's why I want to try to show you here how I did it. It's not, I mean, it's plenty ways that you can do pinballs out there in great channels that people do, but I decide to do this way, and I think it worked great for me. So that's why I will show you my way. And well, as you see here, this is a visual pinball. If you don't know it, I will send all the links, and everything is going to be in the description to start learning a little bit of everything. But on this one, it's, I mean, it looked complicated on the first time, but it's really not. I mean, I will give you a little track about where you can start learning. It's a lot of videos out there. I say I will not teach detail by detail everything, because out there is a lot of information, and that's what I'm going to give you. The right information that I find useful to learn tricks and learn the easy way to basically follow my ideas and what I want to do. Okay, so this visual pinball here that you see, it's where I start planning my pinball. I want to bring pinball machine, I mean Mechwarrior pinball machine, and make it to uh, feel like it. So I start design here all the ideas, and this is my final version that I got. Is playable because I spent a lot, around 4 months on learning and sketching here. Okay, so a lot of people ask me how long I take to do this machine by myself, and I took around 1 year and 6 months, 1 year and a half. It was around there, and basically because I took 1 year. Basically, the first year was planning, and that was with the typical working and all that. I was working before. I had to wake up early, and like everybody, just go work and then come back home, be with your family a little bit, and just your free time, you start designing and stuff like that. So, so what I did was I started using this software, but I didn't know about this software. I didn't know how to install it. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how to code. So it was a lot of people out there, and it's a lot of people out there that they love pinball. They start doing, they want to do something, the ideas, they think that they love and stuff like that. So I really recommend you really to start learning a little bit this. Put here the most close ideas that you have to how ramp will work and all that. And I'm gonna go a little bit show you how simple this is gonna get to, so you cannot uh, make mistake like just taking a plywood and say, you know what, this is what I'm gonna my plan here, and just start cutting, and then, oh, I ruined this plywood, let me trash that one and got another one, and just continue doing that. So it will prevent you to do that. It will basically go exactly with the measurement, the feeling of the game that you want to do, and all that. So over here in tables, I mean, I will show you real quick something that is very important. So for sure you understand what I'm talking about. It will be all the dimensional examples of out there tables. So, and you can just say, okay, I want to make my machine this wide or this long or this that. So that's why you got all this here, and you can start with scratch module and start doing that. But the great thing is that you start selecting this, you got that option here, and you can kind of already sketch your machine, how big it will be, and obviously try to keep everything on standard. Like you can find the glass, the exact measure of where you can find the glass and all that, so you can buy those. You don't have to make those, or send somebody to cut that or make your special glass and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, so let me show you here. Um, let me give you a little output what happened when you do here. So, and I basically code everything on here. So I'm gonna show you the code. I spent time coding, so because I wanna make the feelings. So I basically did quite a bit code on this machine. I did over almost 17,000 lines. Uh, but it's better when you start understanding this code. It's not that complicated. But you don't have to code. You just put your ideas, fill the RAM without coding, just do basic stuff. And then when you get that, you can pull a sketch from here and start building in CAD in Fusion 360 your machine. And that's another thing that I want to talk. So, about first you start with this visual pinball, then go to Fusion 360, and from Fusion 360 you will be able to make your pinball has exact measure. You don't have to break your head around, oh, where I put everything now, or print a big paper and start putting buttons and lines. And I mean, you can do it that way also, but I mean, everything on pinball machine today is being made on CNC. So yeah, I mean, the best way is just don't spend money buying wood and nothing. I didn't spend in a whole year only like $30 or $60 around, because I did the prototype, the plywood, I mean the cardboard prototype, the Arduinos, and that cost a little bit. But other than that, I start planning here, and then uh, I came to when you played the game. So I coded because I code a lot. So I did this sample a long time ago when actually I did almost done the complete game. And if you never see this video, you probably well, this is it's a gameplay with visual pinball, and this is the basically visual pinball that I provide with exclusive content. It will be there with all this code and everything. And yeah, so let me forward this so you see a little bit about gameplay. And I also have on the right side, you will see it's a pin side pin
Reactor
sim simulation
online.
that it was created for. I don't remember his name right
Sensors
now. Forgive
online.
me about that one.
Weapons
But he
online.
did
All
a
systems
great pin sim,
nominal.
and I did mine. So
Okay,
play
Commander.
simulation
We don't have
uh,
Hal's exact
virtual
location,
pinball, and
but I bet
this
you
is
can
the
draw
way
him
that I
out
test
if you
my
make
game. If
enough
you see
noise.
it, I mean, it's
You
basically the
come on,
copy
Hal, and
paste
take them out.
what I have in reality. I mean, because I spent almost like 4 months doing this, and then another 6 months planning CAD and all the exactly part that I did, because this one give me bring with here I can put almost the mission that I want to do, the flow of the game and all that. And so I got that already covered. So when I bring my idea to engine, I just basically bring it from here, so I don't have to scratch, oh, what is the best way to fill this mission and all that. So basically that's what one of the biggest steps that I think that people have to have in mind. Just learn it and work with it around. It's really not that complicated. It can be a little hard in the beginning, but when you get used to it, it's like more copy and paste, and just organize where you're gonna put, and move here, move there, and just have it on your head what actually you wanna have show on your product, on your
Move to the
machine.
mark now
And
points and
then
take them out.
yeah, from here I basically let me
Stage
let me go
1.
back here and show you where is the video that I watch, and I kind of it teach me this software and how to install it and how to do a lot of stuff. So this video here, this guy here is called Terry Red. He did a whole documentary and whole videos that show you. He do a lot of visual pinball, and he show you what you have to do to configure visual pinball on your computer. And he also give you a lot of he tell you everything about visual pinball. And I recommend you to watch these videos and learn visual film a little bit. And then when you complete done learning this, and jump to Orbitpin framework. It's a orbital framework intro here. This guy, that's why I start building my machine in visual pinball with this the way that he coded everything, the way that he did everything. And he got all the information here from start. to to the end, and he give you a sample. So with this sample, you can basically follow copy and paste code, so you don't have to learn from the top of your head or take it out how I do this. He actually talk about codes. And talk how, okay, this is what control this, and it worked because this and this and this. So you got all the tutorial and everything here, and also all the sample how to blink lights and stuff like that, and put walls and kind of work your way. So watch also this, and then start designing your machine. And then when you start designing your machine, you will play it. It's gonna play with buttons on keyboard, so you're gonna be like, okay, oh, okay, this is good. Oh, I like this feeling. I got this ramp here. I got this, whatever. And then and then when you got that, is when you can be able to bring your sketch from this. And when you bring your sketch like here, is this, you can see this is the bottom part of my machine. And with this sketch, you, if you don't have a CNC and you want to do everything by hand like a lot of people does, you have basically the game already, where you have to drill, where you have to make holes, or you can start designing like I did here on Fusion 360. And that's another thing that you can learn. Ah, man, over there on the, you just type Fusion 360 for beginners, and you will find plenty information about Fusion 360, easy to code. And that's why I got it here. And I basically, with this sketch, I start building my game in a scale. So that's why I also recommend to learn a little bit about Fusion 360, because this is the key of bringing your machine out to the reality in the exact way that you want it without making mistakes. That's why when I took 1 year planning, including Fusion 360, coding over there, I could do this about around 4 or 5 months, and doing it in a first try without without error. I got my first try on my playfield. I got my first try on my ramps. I got my first try on my 3D printer to do my parts in 3D printer and all that, because I designed it here, and I learned how to design here. I never CAD before. For a long time, I just did little stuff for the 3D printer, and then I decided to learn a little bit, and it's not, it looked complicated, but it's really, I promise, not that complicated. Um, and I learned a lot of stuff from Wintergarten. If you know, you probably know who is him. And yeah, and so that's why I decided to come here. And yeah, and you see that the machine is basically here, and it's actually the same way that I plan it. And then I learned to put canvas, and that's what you get, canvas and everything. And over here is everything. You have to put everything, your ideas, how you're going to do it, how you're going to build it. So when you subtract the information from here for you to do CNC, or you're going to pay someone to do your CNC work, you can say, hey, I got the CAD, everything should be there, and it's there ready. So, and yeah, and um yeah, and let me show you something about the insert part that is not insert. So you see here is a layer. That's the plexiglass. So I also put on the cat, and I I got my wood, okay, and my plexiglass, and then I got the print on the plexiglass. So, and for you got example how you can achieve this. So let me show you. Some parts you will need, like bumpers in this case, you will need to subtract 1/8 of material, of wood material. And then you can reinforce this by inserts, or you can also do whatever you think is better to tie that. I just screwed it up and it's still working fine. So I use uh, the regular screws that you use for pinballs, and it worked fine. I don't have any problem. But it's so many methods that you can do. If you feel that that material removed, it will be weak. But I try it, and it is working. It's working fine. So this is a basically a rough introduction what you can do, and what actually uh, the planning ideas, so you can have it in your mind, and you so you get a little alignments about it, and start building your machine. I mean, you don't need to spend. I'm telling you, I didn't spend almost like $60, because I have to do my prototypes for Real Engine, because I have that in mind after I start figuring out uh, how I will implement this game. I got a little history behind a history why I get to use Real Engine and do everything on Arduino. That's another story, but this is the way you have to. I think if you plan this way, you will be able to make your project right, on the beginning, and this is what I did. Okay, I hope you like it, and just write any comment down below about what you think about this, and if you have any question and something that you want to know more about it, the planification, and just let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you next. God bless.
If you don't do something.